Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Carol, you in the car this morning? What's up?
Yo, just working. I had to go pick my husband up from the airport today. Excuse me. I'm sorry?
Sorry, man, about the suit from Dover. No harm to you.
Yeah,
I just spoke to this officer. Do you know this area down here a little bit, man?
a little bit. What are you looking for?
Okay, I got off on the bus down here to come see my dad at the cancer house,
Uh-huh.
but the nurse ma'am, they're telling me they moved him Christiana Care for stomach complications, which any emergency, my dad, they're supposed to call me first to let me know what's going on.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna put her on pause for a minute.
Good morning.
How you doing, Andy?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Who else we got on here? Andrew,
Hey Jason, how are you?
doing well. Doing well. Waiting on these late people to stumble on in. How was y'all's weekend?
It was good. I'm still celebrating. I was still celebrating my 21st this weekend, so it's been eventful.
Woo, happy birthday, man. Look,
Thank you, thank you.
man, I wish I would have been doing the stuff you're doing at 21. I tell you.
Same. Same. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you, thank you. I couldn't have been doing it without Chase, to be honest. He's been a lot of help.
Appreciate that.
Some guy came
Carol,
up to my window begging for money.
Carol,
you kidding me, bro?
you just gave him some money, Carol.
I did. I gave him $2. You know why? Because it's worth $2 to me to get him the hell out of my face. So you look at it as I gave somebody $2. I look at it as I paid you $2 to go away.
I love it. Okay, we're gonna do this real quick because just to tee it up right quick, Matt is one of my new business partners, and I'm gonna introduce him here shortly. But before we get into that, in less than 2 minutes, or try to make it less than a minute, we'll just go down the line right quick and share something that took place in your business this past week. Share a success. We'll start with you, Carol.
The last week, what did I do? I had my listing came live, and I actually have something I was hoping I could share with the crowd. I have a situation where my buyer closed on a house. We thought the oil tank was filled per the addendum and contract, and it was not. My buyers had to put $700 worth of oil in that tank within 5 days of settlement. I went to the selling agent, she blew me off. So I went to the attorney, they blew me off. So I'm looking for advice on how anybody else might handle it at this point.
So the settlement attorney blew you off, not like a just normal real estate attorney, right?
Right, the settlement attorney.
Yeah. So for one, I would talk to your broker. Get your broker involved. Let them know what's going on, and
Okay.
your broker should actually fight for that. So they'll probably tell, because I had a situation too, and I just involved the broker, and the broker ended up taking care of it. And so there's that different language when the broker's talking and making moves, but they'll know exactly who to go for and who to go to. So definitely get them involved, and don't feel like you got to do that yourself.
Thank you.
Yep.
Other than that, I'm living life and making money. What?
I love it. I love it. All right, Andy, what about you?
That's awesome, Carol. I have a listing, possibly listing. It's all the way in Alvord, Texas, so about an hour away from here. So I'm thinking about how that involvement would be, being that this would be my first listing. And then I have 2 new clients for new construction. So that's
Nice.
exciting.
That's awesome. I would consider partnering up with an agent out in that area.
Okay.
Yeah, just to have someone there.
Okay. And how would the referral, would that be like something we negotiate, like as far as
Typically
50-50
between
or-
15 and 25%.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
negotiable.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
All right, Andrew.
Yeah, so the biggest thing that I did from this week was right now I'm working with a client who's we haven't closed on anything yet. We're still looking for houses, but he's he's gonna be the biggest client I've had yet. So he's looking around the 750s to 800s, which is something that I've never done before. So that's kind of exciting. And I also well, we're not closing, but we signed the contracts for a new build for my brother. We finally found a house for him too. So those are the two things going on in my line right now.
That's awesome, man. Congrats. All right. Ola Kunle. Am I saying that right?
Actually, you are first person to say my name right.
Woo! Look at me.
All right, but I'm still new. I'm still trying to get my process starting. Waiting for my business card to come in, and basically that's it. I'm just excited to get started with you guys.
Well,
All right.
welcome. We're happy
Thank
to
you.
have you here. All right, Trey,
Hey, what's up?
what's going on?
Not much. This week, a few ups and downs. I think. All right, start the good. So yesterday was my birthday.
Nice.
So
Happy
yeah.
birthday to you too.
Thank you. Ended up working on my birthday. Doing real estate. My friends got mad, so they took my phone away from me. And if that happened, I got a new listing for a condo in Manhattan. So that's going up pretty soon. I did lose a co-op. I lost the listing also.
Mm.
The seller, he was getting impatient. He only was like, we did a 6-month contract, but it was only 3 months, and he didn't like what was going on. And other places were getting sold around him, and he didn't want to drop his price. I already know that, every month you're supposed to drop your price, but he definitely didn't want to do that. And I'm just telling him that if you don't drop your price, no one's gonna want to buy it because other places are buying for cheaper than what you want. And he was like, he was like, I just don't want to lower it, 1,000 or 2,000. I was just like, okay, man. So he took out the contract. He was like, he doesn't want to do it, sell it no more. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna fight the contract. And so I lost that one. But I still have a bunch more listings going on. So it's not like a big shocker. But that was the first time that I've actually got a listing taken away from me.
It happens, man. It happens, but there's something important in there that I hope everyone picked up on. Something that Trey said was he has a bunch of other listings, and even though losing the listing, it's never fun, but it's not the end all be all. When you have a book of business and when you have things going on, it doesn't sting as hard, and that's why it's important to always keep our pipelines full. So that way you're not just relying on one listing to sell or not to make or break your whole business. Right. So that's important in there. Keep trucking, man. Just means something's bigger coming.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, what's up?
Hello, morning. Can you hear
Good
me?
morning. Yep. How you doing?
Good. So I did tell you guys that I joined the team and I've been working with them. They're providing me some leads. They're kind of like cold leads though, because they're only shopping for like the perfect gem, like the 300 to 400,000, especially in this market out here in Las Vegas. That's pretty hard to come by at this time. So those are like condos at this point. The
Yeah.
median price out here in Las Vegas is like 510,000 now. So, aside from that, my team has a couple listings that I'm going to do open houses for this coming week. So that's what
How's
I'm
your
working on.
follow-up going with those people?
Yeah, I'm following up with them, and they actually are responsive to me. I set them up on MLS searches, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, keep them coming." So I'm looking to move and list soon. So
Nice.
most of those people from the open houses don't have agents, and they want to list their house soon. So
I love it. Awesome. Awesome. Sonia.
Hey, can you hear me? Yeah,
Yep.
you can. So I have another property under contract. So that's
Nice.
really exciting. I think that one's going to go as well because it's cash, no contingencies. We're ready to rock and roll on that one. And just like the one that I had last week that I told you about, this was another one that I worked on finding something that was on the market for a little while. I went back to my clients and said, hey, you kind of peaked at this one a couple months ago, but how about you take a second look at it? And they're in the Netherlands, so everything's like on just by email. I've never met these clients. It's great, but
It happens. Yep.
found them something and under contract, and they actually said, hey, the adjacent properties that the agent said they're going to list in the spring, can you ask him about those, because we're interested in the other 10 acres as well. So I reached out and said, if they want to put those, if you want to get that out there faster than the spring, I've got a buyer for you if the price is right. So I might be able to add another 10 acres to that. And so, and that it's 18 acres under contract, and that's it's expensive up there in Leelanau County. Dirt is expensive. It's like $175 for 18 acres. And,
Wow.
so exciting on that one. I also have a couple leads, pretty strong leads that I've picked up that I'm chasing down at this point and keeping up with. One I hooked up with a lender that I really liked, and so we're moving forward on that one. And then I'm also working on setting up interviews with people in my target demographic so that I can really hone in on my avatar and their pain points and their growth, where they want to get to, so that I can help really tailor my my messaging and copy and videos to that specific group, and so I can get the clients that I'm looking for. That's what I'm doing.
I love it. I wish I had one of those buttons like they have in the club, they're like boom, 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 for all this success going on. This is amazing, y'all, man. And we're just barely out of January. And so keep up this pace throughout the whole year. Speaking of pace, let me make sure y'all know that this is on your radar, because it is open. We are open for the Do the Most conference coming up April 5th through 7th in Dallas. Everything's locked. We're good to go. Tickets are still early bird pricing. And the page, I'll drop the link in the chat box. As you all know, I still haven't made it public yet, but a few Power Unit Coaching members have already snagged tickets, which is great. We have 3 levels just like before. Like I said, this one is around doing the most. So it's not just going to be real estate. It's going to be around having the most amount of revenue streams from your business, with you being the business owner. So of course, we're going to talk about real estate, but also short-term leases. So Airbnb, investment properties, building business credit, building personal credit, NFTs, crypto, working in the luxury markets again, branding yourself. So how to brand yourself properly, craft your story, put that stuff out there. Taking 30 listings in 30 days, other passive income strategies. We have some special guests coming. I'm not going to tell y'all, it'll just be a surprise, but we're going to have speakers who are the top of their craft. Who are at the top of their craft. And so, you definitely want to get those tickets, get those VIP tickets before they sell out. As you all know, for VIP, we do a lot of stuff, and we just simply can't accommodate anymore. Once the platinum VIPs are gone, they're gone, because we have the party bus for that, and we just physically can't even put any more people on it. But April 5th through the 7th, so on that Tuesday, you'll come in. We got the welcome mixer check-in. It's going to be a party, actually. Wednesday is when we'll go all day, 9 to 5. And then there's that VIP dinner at 7. And then Thursday again, all day. And then we have the city party bus at 6 p.m. So it'll be located at the Sandman Signature Hotel. The actual event is there, and you can stay there. And so we did negotiate special pricing for the hotel room. So once you get your ticket, it will redirect you to our page for the hotel. If you don't want to book the hotel at that time, we still have a code. You would just let them know and call in and book, say that you're with the Power Unit Coaching, and then you'll get those special room rates. So again, do the most. It's going to be exciting. We've been working hard around here, and we're starting early. So you definitely don't want to miss this. All right. Oh, my dates were wrong, Sonia.
Yeah, they say September. The first one says April and the next two say September.
Oh, snap. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll get that changed. Well,
Yeah.
it's definitely April, y'all. So
Yeah.
so it's definitely April. All right. So I want to introduce you all to one of my newer business partners. I was presented with an opportunity a couple of weeks ago, and immediately when I saw it, I mean, I was probably like 5 to 10 minutes in, and I was just like, game changer. And the reason why I say game changer is because, you know, oftentimes we're always looking to add a different revenue stream, right? We don't necessarily want to do any more work, you know, or more work than we're already doing. And then we don't want to have like that high investment in things, you know, we don't want to tie our money up. So, you know, you think about real estate, oh, there's that big investment in there. You think about opening up a new company. Oh, you're going to start from the ground up and build a whole company. It's going to take all your time. And this was actually a road that I was starting to go down. And I'm glad I saw it right when I did see it, because I mean, had it been like a week later, it was going to be like, I can't do it, conflict of interest, versus me seeing it. Now I had to go back to some of my other business partners and be like, look, I'm not going to go down this road because I found something that I think is going to be better suited for me. But it aligned so well with what we're already doing that I just couldn't wait on it. You know, I was just like, I got to take advantage of it. So I have Matt here. Matt, I haven't known Matt for a very long time, but I'll say like I've been on more calls with Matt in the last couple of weeks, just because I have just immersed myself in this, and it's something that I want to grow, that I wanted to present to you all first, because, you know, y'all are my group, and I know that y'all are really plugged in building your businesses. And this is one of those things that I wish I would have had when I first started real estate, because Lord knows, oh my gosh. But anyways, so I'm not going to say any more. Matt, you want to go ahead and take it away? And yep.
Yeah, thanks so much, Chasen, for allowing me, and welcome everybody, or welcome me, I guess, to the call. So this is y'all's call, not mine. But Chasen, me and you're going to have to talk about that event. I'm definitely going to have to be one of your guest speakers. But anyways, number one, let's give it up for Chasen, you know, pouring into you guys every week and supporting you guys, because I have a real estate team. I've been in the business 19 years, and I do a similar call that he does. And what's funny is I've never seen anybody besides myself start the call off, which we always started off, and we call it success stories, right? So let's talk about the positive. So Chasen, hands up to you on that, brother, because that's exactly how I start my call. Hey, what kind of success stories do you got? You know, so that's awesome. But yes, what I'm going to present to you guys is something that just made sense on a basic level for me, my family, and also other real estate agents. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Oh, Chasen, you got to make me a co-host or something so I can share. It's disabled.
Okay. All right. You should be good now.
Okay, perfect. All right. Nope, that's not what I want. Hold on here. Oh shoot, hold on. All right, let's get back up here. All right. So I'm just gonna wait. Can you guys see me? You can't see it yet. Hold on.
No, we can't see your screen.
Oh shoot, hold on. Technical difficulties. All right, here we go. All right. So I'm just going to introduce myself. My name is Matt Middlestat. I'm a real estate agent, just like you guys. I've been in the business about 19 years. I run a real estate team out of the Austin, Texas area. And again, when I saw this, over the last 19 years, I found a passion of giving back to agents and helping them in their businesses, kind of like Chasten does. You get to a certain part in your career where you want to help others be successful. And that's kind of what my passion is. So when this landed in my lap last year, I saw a presentation just like you guys are going to see. It was just a complete blessing because I was able to share this with realtors, and it didn't matter what brokerage you were at. The world we live in, brokerages are, I've got this, I've got that. And this is an opportunity for everybody, and to deliver value to every agent that's on this, planet. So I'm going to give you a little backstory on Premier Turbo Team. Premier Turbo Team was founded by a gentleman named Sam Trantham. And Sam had been in the mortgage business for about 23 years. And he understood the value that us agents bring him in the buyer referrals. And he understood that everything he had was because the real estate agent gave it to him. So he wanted to be able to find a way to give back to the agents, but he knew it had to follow the RESPA guidelines. So he got to work on that. He hired some lawyers back in 2018. Those lawyers worked with the RESPA attorneys for about 12 months. And during that period of time, what was born was Premier Turbo Team. And it's a unique franchise opportunity, okay, for us agents to send our buyer referrals through a franchise and get paid back revenue. Our slogan at our company is we want every agent to own their future. We're the nation's only agent-owned mortgage support franchise. What we're going to talk about today is the RESPA guidelines. Who is Premier Turbo Team? What are the benefits of ownership? How do I earn revenue? Who is the franchise's lender? How to become successful, the onboarding process. And if it all makes sense for you and your business, we'll ask you to join the team. After becoming a member owner, you're going to receive all the company documents, including the legal documents that explain the way that the company operates within RESPA. Now, here in Texas, which I don't know where all of you guys are located at, but here in Texas, we grew it very rapidly through the state of Texas. And as we grew it rapidly and brought on agents and brokers inside the franchise, we started to get reach out from other people in other states. And so we decided to take it nationwide. It took us about 6 months, and about 4 months ago, we took this nationwide. And it's been a complete blessing to be able to offer it to agents in all 50 states. Now, Premier Turbo Team, the franchise that us agents own, is a marketing company for mortgage support and lead generation. It's very important to understand that the franchise that us agents own is not a mortgage company, okay? It's not a lender, but it does have a lender that supports the franchise, which is Turbo Mortgage. Now, agents own 49% interest of the franchise. The franchisee company owns 51% interest. Member owners can receive revenue share monthly from the franchise for their referrals, among other benefits as well, which I'll go over here in just a few minutes. Now, I'm going to break it down for you really simple. There's 3 ways to earn revenue with your franchise. Number 1, your buyer referrals that you send through your franchise, you'll be due back revenue on that. Number 2, any agents that you put in front of me to share the opportunity, okay, and if they join the franchise, when they send their buyer referrals to their franchise, you'll earn money in the revenue share program, which I'll go over a calculator here in just a second to show you some numbers. Now, the third way that I got most excited about was refinances. How do the refinances work? Well, excuse me, the franchise gives you a HubSpot CRM. And when you get that HubSpot CRM, you're able to upload all of your past clients that you've ever sold a home to into this HubSpot CRM. And we have a lead generation team at the franchise that will follow up with those past clients and try to save them on their mortgages with a refinance. And if they get a refinance, then what happens is you get paid the same as if you were sending a new buyer referral through your franchise. So those are the three ways to earn revenue with your franchise. Now let's talk about the team building here. Member owners can build their teams from any agent, from any real estate brokerage in the nation. You can earn revenue share from 4 share lines. When an agent joins the franchise, they stay with their current real estate brokerage. That's what I love about this program the most, is that it's really simple to connect them with me because all you're doing is delivering value and you're not asking them to switch their brokerage. Okay. So it's a really simple process. Now, founding member owners become vested just after 3 years in the franchise, and you retain your share line revenue after retirement or attrition. What that means is what you've built, this could be a retirement for you after you decide to hang up your license. You can still get paid on it. Now, if you're with a brokerage, I just want to mention this. If you're with a brokerage where there is revenue share, if you bring an agent into your brokerage and you don't take care of that agent, and that agent leaves the brokerage and decides to go to XYZ brokerage, well, you don't get that revenue share anymore because they've left the brokerage and there's no more company revenue share. Well, here in this model, when they join the franchise, because it doesn't follow their brokerage, it follows their license number. If they decide to leave and go to a different brokerage, it doesn't matter. As long as they're still sending their buyer referrals through the franchise, you're going to be still earning your revenue share in the revenue share program. Now, before I go over the Back to You program, I'm going to pull up my revenue share calculator here, and I'm going to show you some numbers. So give me 1 second to pull that up, and I'll share some numbers with you really quick. All right, so here's my red revenue share calculator. It's really simple here. We're going to focus on the top line here. This isn't the revenue share. This is your production, your buyer referrals that you send through your franchise. Every time you send a buyer referral through your franchise, you're going to earn $500 back in revenue. So let me just work with some simple numbers. Let's say that you're an agent and you close one deal a month. You're going to be get an extra incremental income of $6,000 because 500 times 12 is $6,000. That's extra income that you're not making now because you don't have a franchise model. Now, I know that probably every agent on here knows at least 10 realtors. So let's say that you connect me with 10 realtors. I share the presentation with them, which 9 out of 10 realtors that see this, they go ahead and partner up. So let's say that those 10 realtors join the franchise. They would go on your share line 1. Now, let's just say that those realtors do the same production, which is 12 deals a year, which is 1 a month. On share line 1, you're getting paid $175 per deal. That's an additional $21,000 in incremental income from you off the production of the 10 agents that are on your front share line. Now, what we do here at the franchise is my job as the director of agent growth is to help every agent in the franchise build their share lines and own their future. So I'm going to help those 10 agents build their front share line. So let's just say that those 10 agents bring in 5 agents each on their front share line. When I get 5 agents each on their front share line, that's going to additionally drop an additional 50 agents on your share line too. Now, let's say that those 50 agents do 12 transactions a year as well. On share line 2, you're getting paid $100 per deal. That's an additional $60,000 in incremental income. Now, we're going to do the same thing on share line 2. We're going to help those agents bring in agents on their share line 1. So share line 2, let's just say that those agents, let's say we bring in 1 agent on their front share line. For small numbers, that drops an additional 50 agents on your share line 3. Let's say that those 50 agents do 12 transactions a year as well. On share line 3, you're getting paid $50 per deal. That's an additional $30,000 in incremental income. Now we're going to rinse and repeat here. On share line 3, we're going to help those 50 agents. Let's just say we help each one of those bring in 1 agent. That drops an additional 50 agents on your share line 4. Let's say that those agents do 12 transactions as well. On share line 4, you're getting paid $25 per deal. That's an additional $15,000 in incremental income. Now you're making $132,000 in passive income. Now, let's say you're on this call, you're a broker, you're a team lead, you don't do a ton of production. There is no minimum production, okay, to get paid off of your team's production. So just off of this model here and these numbers, let's say you did 1 deal, you earned $500 for that, but you're making $126,000 a year off your team's production. Now, let's say you're looking at this and you're like, Matt, I know more than 10 people. I know 20. Well, let's just bring those numbers up to bringing in 20 on your front line. That would bring your income up to $252,000. Is there any questions on the revenue share calculator before I go over the rest of the presentation? Going once, going twice. All right. That's usually the answer I get because it's pretty self-explanatory. All right. So let's talk about the Back to You program. Now, I love this for new agents because this is a guarantee that you're going to get something back. So the Back to You program works like this. Your first 12 closed and funded deals through your franchise, okay, you're going to get an approved buyer back to you, ready to go out and look at houses in your specific area, okay? Now, this can either be your production or your team's production. So let's say you're a new agent, you haven't done 12 deals a year yet, okay? But you know 10 agents and you've introduced me to 10 agents, and maybe those 10 agents have been in real estate for 5 years or 2 years and they're doing more production than you. If they close those 12 deals before you do, then you're going to get that approved buyer back, okay? So this is a way to add to your pipeline as well. That's the Back to You program, either your production or your team's production. Now, after the first 12, that's your freebie that you get. The next 12, you get another one, and every 12 after that, you get another one. but on those you pay a 20% referral fee. Okay. All right. Now we're all across America. The advantages to you here is you can reach out and connect me with agents from all 50 states. And by doing that, you can increase your share lines and increase your revenue. I'll give you an example. I met an agent that joined the franchise in El Paso, Texas. This agent in El Paso introduced me to an agent in Arizona that does 225 transactions. He has about 12 team members. All his team members joined. All those agents are now underneath this El Paso agent, and every transaction that they do in Arizona, this El Paso agent is making passive income. Same thing happened with this same agent. He introduced me to a gentleman in Florida. This gentleman in Florida has over 5,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel for real estate agents because he delivers content, free content to help them grow. This guy has brought in over 20 agents in the last month, and all those agents are underneath this one agent in El Paso. Now that's just 2 connections. Okay. So you can see by just connecting them with me, okay, I'll do the rest of the work for you and help you build your share lines. All right. Now let's talk about the mortgage company. When I first saw this, I said, hey, this is the most important part. This is the mortgage company, Turbo Mortgage, that supports the franchise. Now, the 2 things, and I'm going to play a short little video, the 2 things that you're going to see that are totally different here is transparency and communication. Transparency, in this video, you're going to see what they call as a Turbo Zoom room. When you join the franchise, you're not just a regular agent now. Now you're an owner of a franchise. So you're treated like an owner. So what does that mean? Well, the transparency goes to a next level. They have a Turbo Zoom room where you can get access to your clients' back end underwriting, all the way down to pricing out the loan. All the stuff that we've never been able to see because we weren't owners, you're going to have access to. Now, the second thing is the HubSpot CRM. When you send your client through the franchise, all the communication is going to be logged in the back end of the HubSpot, that at any moment you want to go in and check on your customer's conversations with the loan officer, the LOA team, any conversations, even voicemails and conversations they're having with your client, emails, everything is being logged back there in real time. So you have full transparency on what's going on with your deal. You're not having to call the lender and go, hey, what's going on? You're actually getting over communicated, which is amazing. Now, the second thing is the way that they communicate with our customers. And you're going to see this in the video as well. One of the things that they do is, for instance, when they send out the approval letter, they don't just send out a PDF. Your loan officer that you're assigned to is going to send out a video to you and your client congratulating you on the approval letter. And when they congratulate you on the approval letter, they're going to wish you a happy house hunting. It's more personable. Another thing that they do is when you're in a multiple offer situation, the loan officer will shoot a video to the actual listing agent, putting your customer on a pedestal, okay? So that helps you win the multiple offer versus the listing agent having to call the lender and get a good feel on what's going on. This is coming directly to the listing agent in a video. It's personable, and listing agents rave about it, and it gives you a better chance of winning that multiple offer. All right, I'm going to play this quick little video. Now, in the first few minutes, you won't hear sound. I don't know what happens with my speaker here, but sometimes I think it's noise canceling. I don't know, but just watch the video. It's 4 minutes, and then we'll get through. We got a couple more slides after that.
This is Janice Loans Operation Manager with Turbo Team. I was just following up. I'm going to send you an email from loan coordinators on how to get back onto that loan application site so you can upload supporting docs. so that we can get you on that next step and getting your pre-approval letter. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Well, good afternoon, Mr. Marcelo Gonzalez. Macaroni here, brother. Hope you're having a great day. Got that approval letter for you right over there. QR code to send the contract to. So I hope you guys win this one. You and Mr. Castillo, we're sending these out to you from now on when we have approvals. Also going to attach the approval letter. So have a great day. Go get them. And I look forward to getting a lot more approvals for you, brother. Bye.
All right, that kind of gives you a little visualization in kind of the loan process. A couple things I'll also add to that is when Sam set this up, Sam Trantham, he wanted to be able to, number one, give back to the agents, but also be able to improve the relationship between the lender and the agent, because it's a very wishy-washy. You know, we do our job sending in, you know, our clients to a lender, and sometimes it's a great experience, sometimes it's not. So part of this is the mortgage support side of it is educating the agents on the loan process, because you're an owner, you can be educated on that, and having that back support system. That way the experience for your customers is smooth from the start time that you meet them all the way to the end time when they close. And there's never any of these issues at all. So he created this. He created where most banks are just a banking branch, and then some banks are a full service brokerage. So that means that those banks, some of them offer certain programs, some of them offer other programs, and you got to go, you know, switch around to find the one that has the programs. I see all the time agents in these Facebook groups that are like, hey, do you have an I-10 lender? Do you have a hard money lender? Do you have this type of lender? Well, imagine having one franchise where you have every single program, and that's what Sam created. He has a banking branch, and then he also has full service brokerage operations as well. So he has a one-stop shop for his agents that don't have to go outside of the box with their clients, because they have every program that's available. They have 170 state and national down payment assistance programs. They do all your regular residential type of loans. They do commercial loans, they do land loans, they do manufactured home loans, even on single wides. So basically every type of product that you would need is in this one franchise for you, the agents. Now, let's talk about the franchise really quick. We want every agent to be set up for success. So when you first join the franchise, you get a quick start video on demand. You're going to be able to set up a one-on-one introduction meeting to be able to walk you through how to use your franchise. talk to you about the team building and the revenue share, basically talk to you about the referral process and set up a marketing plan so you're set up right out the gate for success. And then we also brought in a wealth management guy because this is incremental income that you've never had access to. And we found out that realtors don't have any type of retirement set up. So every member owner has access to this guy and can have a conversation with them if they're wanting to take this money and to put it in some investments. If not, you can do whatever you want with it. It's your money. It goes into your bank account. Then last but not least, you get a call from me. I'm the director of agent growth. I'm here to be at your beck and call to be able to share the opportunity with other agents while you're busy out there selling real estate. Now, the next thing I'm going to share with you, okay, it's a 2-minute video, but I want you to watch this video, and then we have one more slide and we'll be done, I promise. But we've been working on this for a while, and everything we do, we have in the agent's mind. You know, how can we make it more efficient with technology and all those types of things? So we just released our Turbo tools, okay? Because remember, your franchise is a lead generation, marketing, and mortgage support, okay, company. And this Turbo tools that you're going to see here is going to be kind of like a back office to where you'll be able to have visualization on loans that you have that are being processed. Anybody that's in your organization, okay, we call it a genealogy tree. You're going to be able to see all of that. And this is going to be a preview of that, but this is also something that you get with the franchise as well. So I'm going to play this video again. If it doesn't pick up on the thing, just watch the screen if the music doesn't pick up. All right, so that gives you guys a little visualization on what we've been building for the agents. Now, what does all this cost you? Now, the screen I'm about to show you starts tomorrow, okay? The investment, I know this sounds like a sales pitch, but it's not, and Chasten understands this as well, all member owners. The investment for ownership has been $500 for a while, okay? But as we started to grow and bring on more agents, we had to invest more back into the business and also, provide more tools for our agents. And Turbo Tools is one of those investments. So as of February 1st, the total investment a year will be $800, okay? That's all it's going to cost. If you do decide to join the franchise today before February 1st, then it will be $500, and that you will be grandfathered in at that $500 for the life of your ownership every single year. There are no other fees. There's no franchise fees. There's no minimum production fees, nothing. It's a one-time fee of ownership a year. And then we also understand that every member owner, every agent works differently in their business. Okay. So we have to give you, we have to have time to be able to build a relationship with you. And building a relationship takes time. So we give every member owner, doesn't matter if it's at the 500 or February 1st, a member owner joins and it's at the 800, we give you a 90-day test drive of ownership to be able to build that relationship with you and adapt to how you work in your business. And if for some reason after the 90th day you feel it's not a good fit for your business, then we'll buy back your membership dollar for dollar. That's our commitment to you and building that relationship with you. That's the end of the presentation. I'm going to go ahead and open it up for anybody's questions.
Well, everybody's getting any questions ready. I just want to point out a few key points that stood out to me with this. You know, for one, just being able to say like, I have a mortgage franchise, I have a mortgage franchise is amazing, and like I said, I was going down that road of opening up my own mortgage company. The limitations with that was it was going to be here local and I could only service people here locally, or we got to go out there and get other licenses and all that kind of stuff. And so it really stuck out to me that you can literally at that point become a one-stop shop for your clients. It's like, hey, I got the mortgage side taken care of too, and I got you on the real estate side. It's all here in one. The other one was it's another income stream. I've done hundreds of real estate deals, hundreds, and I've never gotten paid from a mortgage ever. And 99% of our clients need a mortgage, right? Like they all need financing, and we're always referring them to a lender, right? Like we're controlling that conversation. I mean, there's a handful of people that may come with their own financing, but typically you're gonna be sending them over to a lender. Now that lender becomes your franchise owner. And you don't have to get an additional license for that. Next.
So Trey real quick. Trey has a question.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off, Cheston. He said, so is it like I can get paid for referring people to get a loan? Yes. I mean, it because you own the franchise, and when you send it through your franchise, you're performing a marketing service because your franchise that you own is a lead generation and marketing and mortgage support company. So you can be due back revenue because you're an owner. Okay. Now, if you just send your deal to your lender right now, RESPA says you can't get any kickbacks. That's still true to today. But what Sam did is he figured out basically a loophole in the RESPA guidelines, okay, that allows us to get back revenue, and it comes with ownership in the franchise. Now, as far as, and I also don't need a bunch of different lenders. That's correct. When you join the franchise, you're going to be assigned a lender, and that lender's job is to build a relationship with you. Okay. Sorry, you're not a lender. You're going to be assigned a loan officer. Okay. That works for Turbo Mortgage, which is the preferred lender of the franchise. And that's going to be your go-to person. And they're going to have an LOA team behind them that's there to support them as well. So you work with one person and that's it. The second thing I'll tell anybody on here, listen, if you have a lender that you love, we've all had lenders that we love, and nobody is telling you that if you join the franchise that you have to fire your lender. Okay. I'm going to tell you that right now. When I joined the franchise, I worked with a lender for 6 years. I didn't fire him. What I did is I said, hey, that lender that I have, I guarantee you, I'm like Chase and I sell lots of homes. That lender didn't get every deal that I sent through. Guess what? I had 2 other lenders that were in my pocket. Those 2 other lenders I got rid of because they weren't giving me any value in my business. I joined the franchise. I sent a few deals through the franchise to see exactly, that everything they were talking about, they were walking the walk. And as I got involved and I felt the support and the family feel, I've switched over all my business to my franchise because of the opportunity that I can also deliver value to agents as well. So just to let you know, it's a family-like feeling. It's another support system. And I believe that the mortgage part of our transaction holds the biggest part of the transaction. So that experience has to be amazing every single time. Now, is Turbo perfect? No, they're not perfect. No lender is going to be perfect in this world, but I'll tell you what they are. They think of us as owners and as assets. So whatever issue ever does come up, they're there to be there to help us versus, not being there as a support system, because we are their assets.
Nice. Well, to like piggyback on that, Matt talked about the HubSpot CRM and communication and all that. Like, that's really powerful too, because it pretty much makes the mortgage process an extension of you when it comes to communication. Something that we teach in Power Unit Coaching is about theme days, and we talk about on Tuesday getting those updates from everybody, getting in order to get your client on the same page as you, right? Well, here you go. You got all of your updates mortgage wise available for you there real time. Like, legit recorded conversations and voicemails. What's up at every single moment, and you're able to manage that in your back end. Something that stood out to me was just the array of products that Matt talked about. So you all know that most of the lenders that you work with probably can't do land loans. They probably don't do commercial loans. They probably don't do manufactured home loans. They most likely definitely don't do hard money loans and rehab loans and things like that. So here you are, like Matt talked about, getting on Facebook saying, does anybody have a lender for an I-10 loan, or does anybody have a lender for a hard money loan, and putting all your business out there. Now you have it all in one place where it's available for you. Okay, so that was really neat. And then the last thing, which has really stuck out to me, Matt even talked about how the price is changing after tomorrow, right? So I got in at $500, which if anybody signs up today, I put the link in the chat box, you get in at 500 too. But that shows when like a company does something like that, it shows that it's growing, which is great. But the opportunity for us is like, we're still at the ground level of this. Even though I've talked to some agents, and I was so surprised because once I joined, I had called a few agents who had been on my radar for a number of reasons. And they had just received a call from somebody else about it the day before. And like, these are big top agents. And I'm like, oh snap, like this is spreading like fires. And so it's really neat because we get to be in at the ground floor. For those of you who are at a revenue share type company, which I think everybody here right now is, just imagine you starting at this brokerage back in the day when there was a handful of people, or there was like 1,000 people, versus today when it's how many, 75,000, so it could be life changing. And this is that sign, this is that opportunity that we look for to get in on the ground level, still make a difference, still help people, still get money. But as this grows, you get to be on top. You get to have that place on stage. You get to be that top dog who's been rocking with this for years and make a bunch of money in your real estate business in addition to what you were going to make before. Like I said at the beginning, I wish I would have had something like this when I first got into the business. I think Trey had another question. Oh,
and I asked him. So it was founded in 2018, and I'll give you a little backstory on that. basically, he founded the idea in 2018. It took him a year to get to follow the RESPA guidelines and get all that with the lawyers and everything. And then he ran some test pilots. Okay. He ran some test pilots he basically said, hey, I'll go to brokers and sell them these franchises. But the problem is the brokers didn't care about the agents. The majority of brokers out there don't, they don't care about the agents. They care about their bottom line. And that's just the most successful companies out there are the ones that care about their agents, because they understand that if they don't take care of their people, then they don't have a business. Okay. And so that's why those companies that do take care of their agents, because we're the ones that do everything, they succeed. So when he found that from the brokers, now remember, he didn't understand how brokers thought. He said, okay, I need to find a way to just go directly to the agent. And so he figured that out. He went back to the drawing board, got that approved. And then in January of last year, okay, that's when they started presenting the opportunity in these presentations to agents. And I was agent number 55. Okay. And I came in like March or April of last year. I think it was April. And I was agent 55. And since then, now we have over 200, and I think we're hitting almost 250. We're like 240 something. Okay. And we went nationwide 4 months ago. I just got off the phone this morning with, and Chasen is completely right as far as being on the ground floor. I just got off the phone. An agent put me in front of a guy that he met on Facebook. This guy owns a brokerage in San Antonio, but owns something where it's the weirdest thing I ever heard, but he has brokerages all around the country that use his brokerage license, but each one of those brokerages are a different name. And basically this guy is an entrepreneur. He's like, holy cow, this is just amazing. And he's going to sign up today. And then, we met. So we're meeting with big people that are going to do big things, but it's not too late because agents don't know about it. The only agents that know about it are the agents that are put in front of me, or I go out and talk to agents, and one person can only do so much because we don't cold call. We don't go out in mass mail people and things like that, because we also want to keep our culture. We want our culture to be, hey, this is an opportunity for agents to give them value, and we want to protect the culture as well. So it is a great opportunity for you. Remember, you have a 90-day test drive of ownership, okay? And we'll buy back your investment if you don't feel it's right for your business. But it's an opportunity that is something that is going to, it's going to explode. It is exploding, and it's something that you'd want to be a part of. I can promise you that.
Awesome. Well, that's it from my end. Does anybody else have any questions you want to ask? I just think this is amazing. I'm so excited. Yeah, this is gonna be the last time we'll bring this into a Monday. If anything, we'll set up private calls and on like an off day of the week. But I just wanted to bring it to y'all first, and just don't be those people that's gonna be a year, 2 years down the line wishing you would have.
So Andrew had a question. So Andrew, again, it's been 500 for forever, but because we've introduced Turbo Tools, which is the back office, tomorrow, February 1st, and this went out to all the member owners last week, the new membership for people that join February 1st and on will be 800. Anybody that gets in before that, and everybody that's signed up, those 200 and something agents, 245 agents that have signed up before, they're grandfathered in at 500. And that tells you a lot about the company as well, is, hey, they're willing to grandfather for their renewals. Remember, this is a one-time a year payment. Think about how many lead generation platforms that you pay monthly, or, your Netflix subscription, right? That you pay monthly. Like, this is a one time a year. And think of this, even if you got in at the 800 and not the 500, if you got in at the 500, if you send one deal through your franchise and you close that deal, guess what? You earned your $500 investment back. And that's in a year's time, right? You're going to send more than one deal. And even if you got in at the 800, for the value that you're getting, you close 2 deals, you're already in the green. Okay. You've made $1,000 just off your 2 deals. Now, if you were to put me in front of agents and those agents close deals, well, then you're earning money in the revenue share. So the return on investment is so high for the value that you get. Jason, I appreciate you letting me come on today. I appreciate all of you agents. I wish you guys, I loved hearing the success stories. I wish you guys all the success. If you do decide to join, once you join, I'll be in contact with you, and I'll put you in one of my growth groups that we have, and I'll be working with you very closely, and we'll be building a relationship. And I just look forward to helping everybody own their future. I'm going to go ahead and jump off, Jason. I appreciate you having me. And we definitely need to talk about your event, bro. I like that event. That's awesome. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day. And thank you guys very, very much.
Thanks, Matt.
Yes, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
And before I hop off, if anybody wants to, if there are other agents in your network, or, team leaders, brokers, anybody who you feel like needs to see this, I mean, Matt gives us his personal cell phone number and calendar link. You just go schedule on his calendar. He'll do the presentation for whoever, and again, this is just an opportunity for you to control your future a bit better and build another revenue stream, with what we're already doing. So for me, it was just like a no-brainer. It was just like, if I open up a Starbucks today, why am I going to be getting coffee from the other place? And so that's my frame of thought. And $500, $800 is a minimal investment to have that opportunity. I mean, we don't get nothing off of mortgages right now. Like, what do we get? A happy hour or a lunch sometimes. So, you can be that agent. All right, y'all. Well, that's it for today. Any questions for me? Like I said, Do the Most is open now, and we'll be back here next Monday as well. All right, y'all get out there, crush it this week. Talk soon.
Hey, Jason.
Yep.
I left the meeting because my phone was dying, so I wasn't able to copy the link for your event. So can you send that to me through Facebook or something?
Yeah, in here, I'll just drop it right here, right
Okay.
quick.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. See y'all soon.